time to break these chains. We get about this maze. This is when the laws get changed. They looking at us sideways. It's time to break these chains. We get about this maze. It's time to transform and come up to the surface. Accept life, I'm fulfilling my purpose. World that we living in is one big circus. If time is money, then that lost time is worthless. Say it's curtains when the show's done. Real outlaws stand firm and don't run. They switch laws to benefit the rich ones, while some still struggling just to get some. Show my true colors, every spot I roam. Stay united with the people, so I'm not alone. Want us divided, root of evil, what they fighting for. Like they forgot that it was medicine, that's why we grow. Spreading my wings will get you high. Stand together, no need to pick a side. I'm a witness to the healing, and I can testify. Game steady changing, I see the dragonfly. Life is like an ocean, I'm surfing the waves. I grew up in the dirt, so good luck going dirt on my name. Walking down the road that I paved, like moving and I'm feeling the same. Life is like an ocean, I'm surfing the waves. I grew up in the dirt, so good luck going dirt on my name. Walking down the way that I paved, like moving and I'm feeling the same. Look beyond the scheme. Too much confusion, things ain't what they seem. Rules and regulations, conversation deep. Conflicts and contradictions over weed. Unnecessary police brutality. Might not be what you want to hear, but this is what I see. Stay positive, no matter what it be. In life, you cross the bridge, you gotta pay a toll fee. What happened to the days when we were free? What happened to this economy? How many people in this world fit the same shoe as me? Walking thin ice in the triple-digit heat. We used to live the street, not doing harm. So why are police so amused with tearing down a farm? Bringing the alarm, some people wonder why. Game is steady changing, I saw the dragon. Life is like an ocean, I'm surfing the waves. I grew up in the dirt, so good luck going dirt on my name.
Well, that was good. Well, I wasn't supposed to kill the music just then, but I hit the wrong goddamn button, so we will just start the show. Sometimes that happens. Welcome to the Weed Nerd Live Show. Thank you, guys. Tonight we have some nice guests. We got Blue Planet Nutrients tonight in the house. We're going to talk about, well, you know, we used this stuff up at the land up in California just before the fire melted everything, including the fucking jugs that you guys sent me. So we'll talk about your products and how we can use them in just a little bit. What a day. Good God. So we launched today. One of the things that was really cool was yesterday about 11 o'clock. Dread came back from the mail and there was a package, and in the package was a Weed World magazine. And me and Will were sitting in the house, and he's grinding. We're getting ready for the show, and I opened up the magazine, and I don't write much anymore because my camera caught on fucking fire. Literally to just do what I do again, I got to go buy 2 cameras, 2 lenses, a tripod, a ring flash. I mean, it's about $10,000 worth of equipment. So my game on this is just to hire a photographer because I'm too busy to do it anyway. So the new Weed World come out, and the Grease Monkey article's in there, and I'm thumbing through it, and I see this thing that says terp sauce, and I'm like, Will, that would have been fucking great if I still wrote and we had an article in this magazine. You know, as I turn the page, I see my pictures, and I'm like, whoa, I forgot that people now call me and do interviews. And so I like a 3-hour interview, and I send them a bunch of pictures. And so right at 11 o'clock yesterday, Skunk sent me the preview edition, and we announced the launching of our product, the Dank in Arizona, worldwide. Weed World's in Spanish and Italian, and it goes overseas, and it's in America. Crushing high time spread, trust me. And so everybody got to find out about before the magazine came out. It's very pride, and there's a little more to it. And I'm going to kind of talk a little bit for my guest. I apologize, but we usually have a normal guest. I got some stories to tell, and then we'll get to you guys. So just hang in there. So when Will came and got me after the fire burned down, we didn't really have a plan. I mean, our plan was to fucking work our ass off. And then these guys, y'all saw the film. The guys said they were going to give us a big giant grow, and we still don't have a big giant grow, which we're working on it. And then we got the idea to bring Farmer John down and maybe make some sauce. He brought this stuff down called sauce. We showed it to the guys. They were like, hey, this guy's probably the best in the world. I said, John, can you make, hang on. All that stuff we're ready to go both to you. That's pretty good. Okay, so I get Farmer John down and I say, John, can you make something out of this? And he's like, fuck yes, sub, I certainly can. So we show the guys the sauce and they like it. It gets me higher than I've ever been in my life. So we set out to do this project. At the same time, I'm rebuilding, buying the house and everything. We bring John down. He brings some sauce down. Get these guys in contract, and they tell you, wait, we can make some stuff. So we buy some cannabis. Test it. Comes out good. make some product, comes out good. Get it in this case. But what I'm trying to teach you guys, tell you guys something as a story, and Will verify this for me. Goals are about achieving them in your mind before you even have them. So when we came into Arizona and I walked into that dispensary called Urban High Grade, I saw this beautiful glass case there. And it had shatter, right? And that shatter, he was there.
Over at Urban.
Yeah. And I looked at the case and I said, "We gonna be in that case, Will." Did I say that?
Fucking A, you did.
Walked out of there. The other guys, yeah, you know, you guys might want to work to another dispensary. We went other places. People pulled us left and they pulled us right. Hey, you guys go over here. You guys go here. I already saw my fucking hash in that case, so I didn't need to know anything else.
It's a beautiful fucking case, too.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, right?
You
And
know?
so today, standing there, we sold, I don't know, what we sell, 300 grams or?
A fucking shit ton.
Every
A fucking shit ton.
customer that came in bought a box. Everything.
We even did baller jars. I mean, we did 3.5 gram jars. We did fucking 7 gram jars. I mean, we filled them.
Fucking unbelievable. So to achieve this was just incredible. I mean, to be able to legally produce cannabis products in Arizona, sell them, to be successful, which we were, to have the lawyers and the investors and other shops and everybody watching. And I'm going to address something else. I mean, they took up my Instagram account this morning because I ran one of the ads that had the prices of the grams, but it's no mystery to everybody watching me that, I mean, I create a giant wake in my life. Everybody knows that. And it's kind of cool. So I've told people a million times, either love me or hate me. And obviously on Instagram, I had a whole bunch of damn detractors. But what we did today was proof of the pudding, man. It was concept. We had an idea. We said, hey, we know what we're doing. And we're going to take and we're going to produce some cannabis and we're going to market it. And we're going to sell it. And we're going to go in and we're going to rock these people's world. And that's what we did. So thank you, Will. You fucking couldn't have done it without you. The rest of the team, I don't know whether they're watching the show or not. The entire crew of Urban Greenhouse, the guys at High Grade. Eli, who works his ass off and lets me yell at him a lot. All the lawyers. Our lawyers came out today. There was $75 million walking around in the fucking building that don't even smoke weed.
Hell yeah.
So, right?
I guess Tom was playing with High Grade's dad, Matt, and his daughter had to yell at him because he was just looking at it and flipping it around and just he was a little confused, but
he didn't know what.
It's okay. It was okay, you know. Good time. Thank you.
So we will drop again next Friday.
Fucking A.
Work right away. So, and if you're a shop looking to work with us, just get in touch with me. So, Will, I'm gonna turn it over to you for a few minutes. My vice president, Will, got to read all the contracts. How was it for you today?
It was intense. I mean, just to see this whole thing to come into fruition after 6 months. I mean, you said it pretty well. The fire, then we went to SoCal, then we went down here to Arizona, then we were over to Vegas, and then am I catching all this right? No, we went to Hollywood and then back here and then to Vegas. I mean, the shit has just been a story. I mean, it's a life many won't be able to live. So today was great. I mean, we've seen a lot of people. It was a little slow right there at first, but then I looked at my watch and I'm like, dude, it's not even 11 o'clock yet. So we were already selling grams before 11 o'clock to people that had bracelets. And I don't know. I mean, it's a feeling that I really can't express with words.
Yeah.
But a lot of work left to do. You know that. I mean, we got to start working on manufacturing and increasing production and facilities and you know, compliance and there's so much that we have to start working on Monday that it'll be fun. We proved concept though. If that's not proof of concept, I don't know what the fuck is.
No, that's cool. So yeah, for those of you who do live locally and had a chance to go out and check it out, I think the big hit was the girl time. I mean, it seemed to be. We got to post them. One of the coolest things was somebody bought a couple of grams, left, went home, got really baked, and came right the fuck back. I think he got pretty good drugs if they come right.
He was really fucking big too. I mean, you
he's like, oh man, your shit's good. I came back for more. I was like, you're fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. So great. So as we go forward, we will be doing lots of more stuff. I hopefully get a grow here soon. Talk about the seed end of it. You know, I'm not out of the seed business, okay? And I'm not going to be out of the seed business, but there's definitely a shift in the peridium. So I used to make my living selling seeds to Washington. You can't sell seeds in Washington. I used to make a good bit of money selling seeds in California. Can't sell seeds in California right now. In fact, the fucking nursery permit's not even available. They don't have it. Me and Will have 9 people that want the business. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it'll change down the road. Colorado, no. Oregon, no. The seed business changed a lot. So me and Will have changed the direction of my company, and we're weed pimps. We buy weed, we sell weed, we grow weed, we turn it into hash, we turn it into RSO.
Fucking weed pimps.
You know what I'm saying? If you
It
don't
applies so many times.
fine. Yeah. Right. So, cool. All right, so I'm going to put, now we're going to go to the pool room, and now we're actually getting into the Blue Planet nutrients now. And it is what it is. I'm going to say the way it is. So I loved your products up in Northern California in my garden. We got really great results. In fact, I still smoke the hash. It's fantastic. Here, we're using super soil in the pool. We did a lasagna tech, and I guess it was, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks ago, I had the Dragonfire Earth people came by, and to be honest with you, I gave them a shitty trial about 3 or 4 years ago. I didn't mix it up right. I didn't pay attention, and I called it stupid hippie shit. And it probably wasn't very nice. So we're using that now. But besides that, I have one of the things that I do have a bit of a thing with it is the mixing and the steeping. Now I don't mind it, but there are certain times, and by the way, I'm going to get some Blue Planet in here. I got to figure out how to work it in between and not burn. But there are times when I need to feed a plant or give a plant something, and I don't want to brew something for 48 hours. Well, I mean, Rob and Corey, this is where you guys come in. Your product comes in a liquid form. So if you don't mind, Blue Planet Nutrients is in the forefront of developing innovative fertilizers for beginning and professional growers around the world. Founded in 2010, Blue Planet Nutrients were grown into one of the leading nutrient suppliers in North America and is rapidly growing in popularity or Europe and Asia. I will tell you that the product that they sent me was packaged well. It was right. I mean, some organic nutrients, not so fancy looking, but this stuff looked right. The consistency of it wasn't chunky or gross or spoiled. And my plant stood up at attention. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good to be here. Good to see you again, Sub. Man, you've been through a lot. Jeez. What a ride, brother. I'm glad you're back on your feet, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. And we appreciate the support of Blue Planet Nutrients. So just tell us, I mean, we've been on here before, but for those who have not seen, and by the way, 131 people watching, please hit that thumbs up and also go tell people that my Instagram account was deleted and I'm now Subcool's IG. It looks like Subcool Sig, but it's Subcool's IG. So how was Blue Planet Nutrients formed?
Well, I'll let Corey handle that one.
All right. Well, I've always been into growing. I was working on my master's thesis at Texas A&M, and I was actually growing hydroponic pine trees, doing some study on some of the ecophysiology of some different loblolly pine clones. But anyway, so I had a little garden at the time. In fact, I was using your super soil mix. That was back in like 2000. And, I learned to mix my own nutrients in a lab. I was using a modified Hoagland solution. And so instead of buying fertilizer, I would just go to the lab and get what I needed and mix my own. Anyway, fast forward a little bit. I'm a forester. I got a good job managing timberland, and I wanted to do another little garden. So anyway, I was like, well, I mean, I don't need to buy any nutrients. I know how to make my own. So I started accumulating all the materials, and I had a nice hydro set up outside. And next thing I know, I just got the idea. I was like, man, this stuff was pretty freaking good. I was looking at Advanced Nutrients and some of the other companies. I'm like, man, they're making they're selling this stuff for a little bit too much money. So I just decided to make my own product, and I started out with a 3-part. I mostly just gave it away. I just wanted to see what people thought about it, and got on the forums, gave it away, helped people with their plants, and it just kind of snowballed from there. People started requesting that I make certain products. I'm like, oh yeah, I could make whatever you want. I've been doing this for a long time, and it kind of snowballed. And it got to the point where I was working 50, 60 hours a week in my day job, and I'd come home. I mean, it was just so much work with BPN. I mean, packaging up orders, mixing up newts every weekend, I'd work all night Saturday, until Sunday night. Then I was just wasted. Then after a while, I was like, man, I can't do this anymore. I said, I got to, bring a partner in. And that's where my buddy Bob came in. I called him up and said, hey, look, drive over here and I'll pay you whatever you need. I mean, he's a vegetarian. I said, I got plenty of vegetables. I said, well, I'll cook you some good stuff. And Bob came over and, liked what I was doing. I said, look, man, let's, be my partner. Because, I can't do this alone. So it's just been growing and growing and growing. And it's a lot of fun, man. Whole hell of a lot of fun.
I love it. And I love the story. And I love the story when people start off, well, I was growing in your super soul. We were talking about it today. Number one, Pat, old Pat, Soil King, he told me today that he can make my super soil for, my new plants. We're not going to mix that shit ourselves. Fuck it. And there's a lot of options, but, we were also talking, by the way, I'm going out in left field, but anyway, did you know that basically Build a Soil, the website Build a Soil, was basically based off of Super Soil, but not the recipe? Basically, the guy was using it and decided he could do it better. And then there's a giant thread. Me and Will talking about calling me the dumbest fucking person in the world and taking the Super Soil recipe and destroying everything about it. And then there's another thing underneath it of another guy who's like really smart and he's explaining why it does work. And if you go and you read all that stuff, you can kind of see how the site they basically Build a Soil built a recipe that was like Super Soil. They sell 3 different things. They even sell a dry amendment similar to the charge pack that Dioxide tried to come out with. I'm just telling you guys, it's really cool that something that Vic wrote down on a piece of paper that we took and we added a whole bunch of other stuff to it. And then along the lines, we've learned things like glacial rock dust and fucking crab meal. I didn't know about this stuff, humic acid. And the fact that people design soils around it, I think is cool as hell. So anyway, it's something I'm dumb as shit if you don't know the story. And I'm not great at growing. Guys like Blue Planet Nutrients make it easier. But in the old days, if I used a liquid nutrient, especially salts, general hydroponics or anything, I burnt the shit out of my plants. And that's kind of why I got into Super Soil. And also why I like organics. Now, when we were using the Blue Planet Nutrients, we had a stacked lasagna. And we were feeding every other water as directed. And our plants were turgid and happy, but no burn on the leaf tip. The grower looks for that little burn. So how do you guys make such an even product that does such a good job?
Well, it's a lot of grower feedback. I used to be very, very active on the forums, and I've since I got up here to the Pacific Northwest, I've visited several grows, and I mean, I have a pretty good green thumb, and I know how to grow some plants. But I kind of walked so many people through their grows, a lot of newbies, and I learned a lot from that. I mean, I'm constantly learning. When somebody comes to me with a problem, and that kind of helped me, develop those products. And these products, there's not a whole lot to it, right? I mean, it's a simple concept. I mean, NPK, calcium, magnesium, sulfur for all your micros, but it's the ratios that you use. It's the products that you use. We have filtering processes, but
can I ask you some dumb questions? Can I ask you dumb questions though? Like, I'm gonna ask you some dumb questions. Okay.
All right.
So I used to make, before I did Super Soil down in Florida, I was doing something called poo stew. And it's basically the same thing that kind of you guys do. The problem with poo stew is it goes fucking bad. I mean, after 4 or 5 days, it smells like a fucking dead body. So how do you guys make an organic nutrient that's made of basically poo and put it in a jug and it don't smell like a dead body? I've wondered that since the day I made stew.
Now that's a trade secret. It took us a long time to figure that out. When I came on board, I had this guy called me up one day and he's telling me about how he was one of our first Blue Planet customers back before even I got on board. And Corey had sent him some organic stuff right when he was testing it out, and it exploded in the guy's living room. So he had all this crap on his walls and his carpet, and his house stunk for like 2 months. But so it's a learning process. It took us a long time to be able to figure out how to get the stink down, how to stop it from you know, the bottles from expanding. So there's some things we don't want to like share with the world just yet.
Well, I will give one secret: is it's enzymes that break down organic matter. I mean, you have cellulases that break down cellulose. You have proteases that break down, you know, different proteins like fish, you know, fish emulsion, fish meal. You know, a little bit of chemistry and, like I said, some trade secrets. But I mean, I do, I've made so many versions of this stuff. I mean, I had 55-gallon drums of fermenting bat guano out of my land, and I'm like, man, I mean, I had so many failures before I actually got it to work. So,
hey, I got you a new slogan: "Our shit don't stink." Our shit don't stink. So I like it. Well, I mean, you know, so I always thought it was oxygen. I mean, I figured it had something to do with oxygen because of the aerobics of it, but obviously that's not. There's another one, and I don't punch myself. The first organic nutrient I used is one that they still sell, and I would not use it today. And it's a Alaskan king crab fertilizer. I think did I get that shit right? And it smells like somebody crushed up some fish and put it in a fucking. I mean, it's fucking awful. Like about a month after you get it there, you're like, I really don't know if I want to put this on my weed or not. It tastes like tuna fish.
I've used that stuff before, and
it works great. It's just fucking nasty, man.
Yep.
And low pH. So let's talk about that if you don't mind. And I am picking this thing apart because we have the opportunity for you guys. So
that's what we're here for.
With organics, it's pH issue. I mean, you know, or poop is acidic, piss is acidic, garbage is acidic, but your plants, your mix is obviously buffered. I had zero problems when I made it up. So can you talk about pH regulation at all?
Well, you have to, in order for an organic nutrient or anything organic, I mean, you have to get the pH down low enough to where, you know, the bacteria, fungus, you know, stuff like that is not going to grow. And we get it down just low enough. You know, we do use some pH buffers. I know that Alaskan fish meal, or fish emulsion, or whatever that stuff was, it had a very, very low pH. They use an immense amount,
like 4 or 5. That was all you had to really work with it.
Yeah, they use an immense amount of phosphoric acid to get it down there. I mean, because that stuff will explode. Okay. Now, I mean, we do use some phosphoric acid to get it down, and we try not to get it down that low, but we have to get it low enough to where it's not going. You're not gonna have a bottle bomb. You know, you've got to stop the organic, you know, that decomposition of organic matter.
News that you will only learn here on the Weed Nerd Show. We just learned that the reason most of the organic formulas come in so low fucking pH is so they don't blow up in a giant shit bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I'm like, why is this shit 5.5 now? I understand, because it becomes active. It starts gassing out and poof.
Yep.
Wow,
that's exactly,
man. All right, so when you guys make the stuff, I mean, is it made in a batch? So is there batches, or is it a continuous process, or how does that work?
We make it in batches. It's we have a warehouse in Houston. That's where Bob is, and we keep getting bigger and bigger warehouses, but there's only so much space, and we typically do 500 to anywhere from 300 to 1,000 gallons at a time. And I mean, we have so many products that we don't have enough place to store everything, so I mean, it's just a constant process. I mean, every day it's mixing something new, shipping stuff out, to Amazon or packing up orders, and we kind of mix it as needed. When hey, it's like, look, man, we only got 200 gallons of bloom left. We got to mix some of that. So it's a constant process.
I like it. Hey, there's only like 21 people or something active in the chat. We're going to give away a prize package from Blue Planet Nutrients tonight, and we're also I'm going to add in a man's shirt, a women's shirt for your girl or your wife, a hat, a stack and rolling trays, and a sticker package. So you guys have to be active in chat. You have to type in the chat for Nightbot to pick you up. So you guys type it up, and you guys can get in there. We're going to start giving away a nice prize every week. The other prize went out last week to Bruce Hoyt. Check that out from memory there, buddy. That was right out of the brain. So I want to sabotage you guys, but bring you guys into discussion that me and Will got fucking blown away. So we this week got a bunch of weed tested. That got them going, Madiger. We got a bunch of weed tested, and we learned that in Oregon, California, Nevada, maybe another place. The state is going to set a level of 10,000 CFUs for organic cannabis. And the problem is that a lot of us in this room right here, including these guys, Blue Planet Nutrients, these guys work with the poo. I got the poo on me. And this is a problem. So if we go to spraying poo on the plants, they're going to test above 10,000 CFUs, and they possibly could fail, and the stuff would have to be destroyed. The fucking problem is our CFUs are good CFUs. Our microbes like bacillus and stuff actually perform benefits to the plant, unlike anything like E. coli or stuff like that. So me and Will were fucking blown away. A couple of things. We're blown away that in an organic garden, you can have microbes that has 90,000 CFUs of good stuff. But then we were also surprised that there's actually organic farmers already doing the dirt, and they're keeping it below 4,000. So me and Will have been looking, I'm going to ramble on and I'm going to shut up. Me and Will have been looking into caps. So caps for the top of the pots, because when the fans are blowing all the time, they're going to blow micro amounts of dust, of dried worm poop and leaf, what fucking ever into the air, and it's going to settle on the plants. So, and these people that do it don't use covers. They use a little bit of something different. So have you heard any fucking thing about this? You know, the people testing organic. Well, weed can't be organic because organic is a federal term established by the FDA. Cannabis is illegal. So the only thing cannabis can be is natural, just so you know. Me and Will run this shit every day.
Wow.
But I mean, have you heard about this? People growing? It sounds like they're trying to keep us out of dirt and get us in the salts. You have the floor.
I have not heard anything like that. Corey might know more, but your theory about trying to control how people grow does not sound unsurprising. You know, I don't know though. Would the liquid fertilizer, if it's not being sprayed on the leaves, if it's organic, still test for that though? Maybe it'd be okay using
the problem
like
is
a farmer's
you get a bunch of fans going. I mean, if you get a bunch of fans going and your topsoil dries out and you get a little bit of dust growing around, that dust can be according to how you make your soil. I'm making jokes when I keep saying doo-doo and fecal. It's not. It's soil, but we know that compost is part of it. So me and Will were blown the fuck away. We're like, what do you mean? What do you mean we can't use organic soils and BTs? What the fuck are you talking about? And then we start talking to big manufacturers down here, and they're like, oh, yeah, you guys better learn the cocoa. And we're like, well, we don't want to learn the fucking cocoa because I don't grow in cocoa. And the fucking weed that I grow tastes better when I grow it in soil. And the best weed I ever smoked in my life was grown by me in super soil. But then we talk to people here that do it. They do it in super soil, and they do it without getting above 4,000 CFU. So I just think it's a really good discussion for us to talk about. Corey, have you heard about this bullshit?
No, I have not. But you know, my first thought on that is me personally, I prefer a combination of organic and synthetic salts. I mean, you know, because you know, I like a very not a very, very hot soil. I mean, you got to keep the soil cool, but you know, you supplement it with the salts, and when you see, you know, what your plant needs, you know, then you add that, and then you get immediate results. So, I mean, maybe, you know, moving to, you know, a little bit more towards that, I don't know, but I mean, I'd be very curious to see some of the results of that testing, and then compare that to the different propagation techniques that you're using. So I don't know, trial and error, you know, see what works. And
we will. And here's the thing too, guys. And the reason I bring you into this, because you're in the industry and it sounds like a little education. We're going to teach you scientists who are in labs that there's not all micros are bad. You know, just because you test positive for micros, what if it's good shit? You know?
Yep.
But it's the states that you have to teach what's good and what's bad, because it's the state that's putting the regulation there. So now, I mean, we heard this on a previous Weed Nerd, and I don't know how much information we're able to put out of there. So we'll be easy with it. But the next move is for scientists to find microbes that these labs aren't testing for, you know, and then we're getting into beating the system. So how do we trust our testing? I mean, Jesus Christ, we either got to beat it or listen to it.
This is kind of a joke, but you know, all industries have lobbyists that they go out and they push that industry's agenda. The cannabis industry needs some lobbyists. I mean, I don't know enough about that subject to about the CFUs to really talk intelligently on it, but the folks that are making the laws, that's who needs to be educated on this. My
And
opinion.
I promise you, if I wasn't a felon, I'd buy my ass up there in that fucking politics. I would, because I am a goddamn lobbyist. I just ain't got the right to fucking talk to them son of bitches. You're right, Corey. I mean, it's a shift, and I'll tell you, I got another thing I'm gonna tell you about, and this is controversial. Holy shit, Subcool's gonna say something controversial. We took our weed to the 3 labs, and I'm gonna tell you the system is so inconsistent. We couldn't tell you the fucking thing. I mean, we can tell you that our weed is clean. We can tell you that it doesn't have pesticides and microbes. The fucking cannabinoid test, every fucking lab is different, and one lab tested the motherfucker different when we retested it. You fucking shit me? Fucking $1,050 for a test, and you give it to me, and I go, I don't know, this seems low. This weed will knock your dick in the dirt. Are you sure? Well, let us retest it. Oh, fuck, there's a 45% difference in the fucking cannabinoid test, and there's shit in there. What the fuck? So we damn sure know our stuff is clean. Am I kidding, Will? Do you know which one of these labs is right? Sorry.
No, they beat the hell out of us. Hell no.
They're $3,000 fucking dollars, and not one test is the same.
Well, they gave us some direction. I mean, we're not single source yet. We're not yet single source from our own plant to the lab. So they would recommend that we get these special piss bottles, and we grow our own weed, and we take the top bud, and we always take the same bud. And consistency is key. So they blame us for consistency. We're blaming them for consistency. It's the best we can do is keep testing, making sure our stuff is clean, and making sure that it's high quality.
Exactly.
What are they using? Are they using a mass spectrometer for that, or what?
They're using all kinds of machines. I mean, they gave us a tour, and I don't know, Seb, you remember some of these machines?
Let's just say these people were fucking smarter than us. That's all.
They're
so
$3,000 smarter for us I mean.
But the thing that pissed us off was the lab that impressed us the most, and we streamed the shit. The guys professionally had the fanciest place, talked the best game, and their results were really not the best. And then the other lab that necessarily looked a little bit more like a mom and pop operation, they certainly seemed to care more. I don't know, but I just thought I'd tell you the story. We went out and we went to the 3 best labs here, and it wasn't that we got shitty reports; it was the inconsistencies. Cannabinoids were different, terps were different, so. We'll learn a little bit more than that. All right, I want to get back to Blue Planet Nutrients. So we have not talked about your product line first. Before we talk about the new products, if you would go over the product line. I mean, I remember Grow Bloom, Calcium, but you guys got a lot more than that.
Oh man, we got tons of stuff. We got so much stuff it's hard for me to even keep up with. Basically, we got our base nutrients. Okay, what you find in our base nutrients is everything a plant is going to need, from seedling up until the time you're ready to chop her flowers. So primarily, I'm gonna show you. I got some here in my hand. We got this right here is our 3-part. We got the bloom, the micro, and the grow. So. Sorry, I had to switch to my cell phone earlier, guys, because
you're good. Hey, dude, you're with family. It's all good, brother.
All right, cool.
I'll tell you what, it's cold as hell out here. I'm gonna go inside the kitchen, sit by the wood stove, man.
You do it, brother.
All right. So basically, in those 3 bottles right there, if you have those 3 bottles, you have everything you need to grow plants. So if you don't know what you're doing, guys, you can pick up any base nutrients we sell, and you're good. If 3 bottles is too much, we got those broken down into 2 bottles. Right here, got a bloom and a grow. Sorry, that's a seaweed. Man, I'm all over the place today. But yeah, anyway, you got a 2-part as well. And
so let me ask you on the 2-part. So if I'm using a 2-part, where are my micros coming from?
Your micros are going to come from the part A. So how it works is our 3-part and our 2-part are essentially the same thing. The difference is we've combined most of the micronutrients with the grow nutrients into part A. And so you still have the part B that goes along with it for the flowering. So the way I like to explain it to people when they ask, well, what's the difference? Why should I pick one versus the other? Is imagine a chef in a kitchen. He has, salt, pepper, and oregano in 3 separate jars, as opposed to having his salt and pepper in 1 jar and then his oregano in another. So every time he pours the salt and pepper, those are always going to be the same ratio. So he has less options to work with. by having his spices all in 2-part versus 3. So if you're not really hung up on doing a bunch of mixing and and really fine tuning your nutrients, our 2-part is the way to go. I got a bunch of commercial growers. They all run our 2-part. It's super easy. About 5 to 10 mils per gallon of each part, and boom, you're set straight. And what's really cool about it is the part B on our 2-part also makes a great bloom booster. So even if you're running somebody else's newts and you just want like a PK booster, 5 mils of this, man, your flowers are fattening up. So it's a pretty complete line. I mean, that was our whole point. Try to be as concise and simple as possible. Put everything we can into as few things as possible. And so everything else that we sell is just more like icing on the cake to help your plants along. But generally speaking, our base nutrients are where it's at.
I like it. And I men like it that it's simple. So the other products that you send are, let's call them what, peripheral products, or people if they want to like
supplements,
seaweed, stuff like that. Okay, I like that a lot. Seaweed is a foliar?
Seaweed's a foliar, and you can feed it, traditionally through the roots. Any system it works in, hydroponic, aeroponic, it's organic. You put it in your soil, it doesn't matter. Plants love the seaweed. That's probably our biggest seller these days is the liquid seaweed. As far as like an individual product goes, I can't keep it in stock on Amazon. I mean, I'll send them cases of it, and before I have more stuff made, it's already sold out. I mean, it's just people.
Well, now
love it.
me and Will did some big stuff, today. But you guys on Amazon, I mean, that's a big fucking deal, right?
Well, it's kind of funny. I got on Amazon a couple years ago, and I was doing all the shipping myself. And then with the Fulfilled by Amazon started taking off, and everyone's doing Amazon Prime now, and they get the products in 2 days. Oh man, people eat it up. They eat it up. It's like, 2 days I can have newts, no shipping cost. Boom, they jump on it.
No, it's a big deal.
Yeah, shipping liquids is expensive for us, and so if Amazon's kind of helping out with that cost for the customer, it keeps their prices down, and that's been our goal from the start. Just get people inexpensive fertilizer.
There's a lot of places, Rob, in the country that you can't drive to a hydro store, and a lot of places in the country you don't want to drive to a fucking hydro store.
Exactly. Yep.
You get that shit covered in a brown box. That's the way to fucking go.
Yeah. Yep. So you can buy our stuff online, buy it on Amazon, and wherever. We do free shipping if you buy $150 worth. I'll pay for the shipping. But for me to just send a quart, it's kind of pricey, So
you can't shit. $150 is a normal fucking. If you ain't spending $150 on a crop of weed, you ain't growing very good weed.
But when you spend $150 of Blue Planet nutrients, you're not coming home with like 3 bottles. You're getting a big 60-pound box of nutrients. I mean, we're hooking you up, so it's you're
new
set
product.
for a while.
What's your new product?
New products. Speaking of seaweed and new products, because you're so cool, we decided to show this one off on your show right here. Our newest product. Nobody has seen this yet. You were the first. Right here.
I love the name.
Boom. See if you can zoom in on that name.
Easy Weed.
Easy Weed.
That's awesome.
Because the seaweed product is so popular, I try to make it even easier for people. Right here, you got a powder form. Let me show you this scoop.
I was fixing to ask you if you had anything soluble. That's awesome.
Man, this little tiny scooper here, it's about, I don't know if you can see that. It is the size, I mean, here's my hand. So this thing is like the size of a dime. And it's about as deep as about 4 or 5 dimes. And all you're going to use is half of one of these scoops per gallon of water. So, I mean, this jar right here would last you can make 385 gallons like that out of this little jar. I looked on Amazon at the other people selling soluble soup. Nobody has it as concentrate as this. I mean, it is super concentrate. Everyone else, you need a whole teaspoon. This little scoop right here is a 1/4 teaspoon. And then if your plants are in veg, you're only going to need half of that, which is 1/8 of a teaspoon. If you're in flower, and you can give them a whole scoop per gallon. But super easy.
Yeah, I need
dissolves right away.
I need some.
And you got some coming, brother. This week it begins production, so I will be sending it out probably midweek, towards the end of the week. You got some coming, and if you want to give some away to your friends, whoever, man, let's do it.
Get you up. Why don't you also, if you would, get a banner to me? So, we're using that pool is that because every time I take a fucking picture, so you guys get me some artwork for the wall, okay?
Sweet, cool, man, appreciate it. And your pool, speaking of which, your pool, holy smokes, man, I'm ready to come visit you, brother. Jeez, that thing is amazing.
Hey, where are you at? How far are you from North Idaho?
Oh, a little ways, a minute from North Idaho, buddy.
Oh man. That's a dream come true, dude. You are living the life, man.
Oh, well, here the story's more, the story's more mild than that. I mean, when I got here, I got the right to grow 12 plants immediately. To get more than that here is much more complicated. It just is.
Okay.
So we immediately, Will got the paperwork, we got everything ready, and we got legal to grow 12 plants as patient. And that's how we started. Well, I can't fill a pool with 12 plants. I can't do anything with 12 plants. So I started some seeds. I didn't have no clones. I had my dick in my hand when I got here. So I started some seeds and I started growing them. And then one day, I'll tell it fast, somebody on the internet said, you should drain the pool. I got the idea to drain the pool. The reason the plants are so big is because our plant count still is only 24. I mean, really. So if you fill the pool in and you got some clones and veg and stuff like that, what are you going to do? Now, we're in the system. This location, because I like to be clear about it. This location is registered by the state of Arizona, and there's a little card over there by my door, and they fucking gave the card to me at this fucking house. So people go, well, what about this, that, this, and other? The state sent a fucking card to my house and it's hanging there by the door. We'll be good to go. We also have patients, and we have patients that are 25 miles from a dispensary. We have people that need weed that can't drive to a fucking dispensary, and they live in the middle of nowhere. So we take care of them. They're our patients.
Nice.
We will get 12 more plants sometimes this week, and we will get 12 more plants at the end of this week to take us to 48 total. I can't swear that we always going to do these big giant pools, and the big giant plants, and I'm going to tell you why. The prep time in between, you can't veg a plant in a fucking 100-gallon pot and carry it into the pool. I mean, you just can't do it.
Right.
So we've been in veg for 3 months. Do you know how much weed you can grow in 3 months without growing trees?
Yeah.
We have to weigh the total amount of yield versus what we could do on, say, a quad system.
Right.
Yeah. Because I could do 30 in the pool. Once we get all permitted, we have 60. So that means 30 budding and 30 preparing. You get that math?
Right.
Now, here's the thing that blows my mind. So a lot of people don't know this. Me and Will, DA holders, we own a license here in Arizona to produce cannabis, sell cannabis, buy cannabis, and turn it into butt plugs if we want to. But the pool is a medical garden. It is for patients and patients alone. And in Oregon, they have this unusual system where they have donations for patients. So in Oregon, you give a guy your card and he grows weed for you. And according to what a son of a bitch you are, you may have to pay $40 for your weed. You may have to pay $100 for you. You may have to go wash his car. It was a donation. And people turned the donation into selling weed. They just did. Here in Arizona, you can't sell weed. Now, there's a whole group of people here in Arizona that don't know this. And they are in this thing in the sector and they go help people. And it's great. It's great to help people, okay, to give people stuff. When you start selling it, it's against the law here in Arizona. And I'm being clear about it. It's against the fucking law. Patient to patient is allowed here, but you cannot transfer money. So everything in the pool, we're going to donate to the sick. So we're going to take all the leaves and all the lowers, and we're going to turn it into super high quality RSO. And we're going to team up with one of our partners because, believe it or not, and Will correct me if I'm saying stupid shit, we can't sell this stuff through a dispensary, but we can donate it and send it to their patients. Did I get that right, Will?
We can donate it to the dispensary and they can give it to patients.
Got it. So I want to be clear on that. We're not going to be passing fucking RSO out the pool. Don't be fucking stupid. But we will get with our lawyer and we will find out how to get the RSO to the dispensaries that we work with. And at a certain time, we're going to give out RSO to anybody that's sick. That's what
nice. Wow, man, that's really cool. That's a cool position to be in.
It's also making a statement. I mean, I am a weed pimp and I do make a lot of money, but that don't mean I can't turn around and help people. And one thing I would say to people that pick on me for making money, well, I can't fucking help you if I'm broke. I can't mail you shit if I don't have money. So let me make some fucking money and then I can turn around, and when I'm not being an asshole and I'm in a good mood, I'll turn around and help people. There's very few people in the channel don't know that I've given thousands of dollars to people that need it. So I just wanted to go off on that. Now, don't think we're all altruistic. Me and Will and all the people that live here, the patients that are part of that garden, we're going to be smoking the dankest motherfucking shit you ever saw in your life, because we're going to be feeding it with organic products like Blue Planet Nutrient. We're going to take care of it. And as importantly, outdoors, you harvest the trees when? It's going to rain next week. Y'all heard that, right? Looks like the weather's turning. Looks like we got the harvest, right? I don't harvest when they're fucking done. I got air conditioners. I got everything I need. So, yeah, we're excited. And if you guys are close enough, I mean, we do let people come here. This is not like California where I don't let people come here. I'm legal. I'm protected. I have security. I have insurance. I have lawyers and shit. I don't have giant parties here. But if you're a nice guy that I know and you want to swing by and smoke a bowl, Kyle's been here. Jason Sfino Seed Bank. Lots of people come by and have a dinner. So people are invited that I know because the pool is just too fucking cool for school. All right, what else we got? Is that it with the new product? You have the soluble seaweed. Not that it's not a big deal because that's cheaper to ship and it's good for everybody.
Hey,
Yes,
I do have to say that we are going to have something new. I'm not going to say what it is. Bob won't let me. but we're working on a top secret project. We've been working on it for months. And I guess Bob, I guess I can't talk about that, but
yeah, one time Med Grower went and told some people about a different project we were working on, and then next thing I know, my emails flooded with everyone wanting insight and the scoop and all that. So I learned now just keep my mouth shut until we're closer to the release date. But I will definitely let you know what we got coming up, and I will definitely get with you on this easy weed so we can get it in your garden. And then if you want to give some away to your viewers or whatever, we can do that too. If anyone's chipping in with some good insight in the chat room, make sure we hook them up with some stuff. And yeah, man, just we'll keep you posted on what's new with BPN. Right now, man, I'm just trying to keep up with everything. I mean, this company's growing faster than I can keep up with, and I don't want to let anybody down. So I grind real hard every day, make sure my new throw is in stock, and it's I have to make sure I can handle what we already have going on before I start expanding the company and bringing in more projects for me to be responsible for.
Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome. Well, thanks. What's your favorite strain right now? Everybody always wants me to ask my. You got a favorite strain?
Years ago, I came across something called God's Gift. And I've never found it again. I've never seen it again. But ever since then, that has always been my favorite. And if anyone knows anything about that or whatever, do yourself a favor and look into it because it was amazing.
Granddaddy Purple.
You like Ken's GEP, huh?
Yeah.
You need to let me send you some of my Uva. Check out that Oaxacan Tom Quirkle. This purple is a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to thank Blue Planet Nutrients.
Back in the day, I was enjoying that purple Oracle.
Yeah, I like that. Well, that's what we run it with. I'd like to thank Blue Planet Nutrients. We're gonna so Mad Girl, when I go on break, Nightbot will pick somebody. Is that how that works?
Correct. What it's gonna do, rather than picking a random number, so there will be no number problems, it's just gonna pick an active person out of chat.
Got it. I like it. So, all right. Smoke them if you got them. Going to break a little one of my favorite songs by Mendo Dub. Listen to the words to this. It started off in a 10-pack.
Mendo Dub. I'm going to take y'all on a ganja journey. So come grow with me. I started off in a 10-pack of TGA seeds, raised up by a farmer in the hills of California, called a patch of other trees. My roots were in the soil next to cheese. I'm an old strain but hang with them new school OGs. I spread my leaves so in the sun, stretching my branches out. I'm growing strong, I'm smelling good, see all the hands is out. They want a taste of me, I'm something new, I'm sticky goo. Out on the farm, got 25 cutties in my crew. Now we all in blue, one by one they take us down. Last night someone jacked one of my homies, threw him out the ground. He's nowhere to be found, ain't no telling where he'll be going. Someone got him and started rolling, back on to that shit was stolen. Now that I'm finished growing, hang me up and just let me try. Proposition is 215, I'm the earth that'll get you high. And I'm about to take you on this journey deep. My name is Danny Boy, you ain't never heard of me. Now from a seed, rooted myself into the soil and became a plant. Underneath the California sunshine, growing through the backside with all my homies. And as we started in the room looking good, smelling nice. And then they take us down and kick it into a thumb. Come on, continue my constant journey. Come on. I'm feeling good, looking nice in a tremor's hand. I'm getting cleaned up and moving into a turkey bag. I'm just a gram, and there's 28 of us in a zip. 16 of these zips in one crew, and that's when we flip. We dip, took a trip with all my homies. Got shipped out of Cali and was labeled the most stony. I was kept inside a mason jar and cured up slowly. Now I'm one of the last grams in the stash. Feeling low, the doctor's hurt. Now that they cleaned me up and sent me on my way, they start to break me and all my homies down. The smaller groups and send us out. No, I ain't get smoked yet. My journey keeps going. All around the world, they want that California strain, that high grade. So my content journey continues. Now I done made it all the way to the East Coast where the price goes up. Next thing I know, I'm back and stuck in the back of a postman truck. And there's only a zip of us left. They broke us down into 8. I've been through 10 different cities and over 5 different states. It's about strains. I'm laced with genetics. I'm homegrown. From a farmer's hand to a smoker's pipe, every day I'm sold. I walked the Gardner Road and now I made it to the fire. I start to let out smoke when it got me to the line. Inhale, exhale. I was getting burned. Cats would smell the smoke and gather around so they could get a turn. This guy that got me off the curb, broken down into a dime. Cost him $40, but ain't nothing like it you can find. One of a kind, California weed, the dopest flame. Grown for connoisseurs who smoke for tastes and know about the strains. For the weed nerds, I'ma take you on this journey deep. My name is Danny Boy, if you ain't never heard of me. And this is just one of the many ganja journeys. From a 10-pack of TGA seeds
Cool.
to the backyard of a Mendocino garden. Cleaned up, broken down, and sent all across the world to the high-grade smokers. The ganja
From a
journey.
10-pack of TGA seeds.
That shit cracks me up, dude.
Shout out to Subcool.
Sweet. Shout out to Subcool.
That shit. I love those boys, man. We had too much fun with the dopers.
Cannabis.
Hey, Will, I don't know if you're watching your phone, but apparently Farmer John is.
Oh, yeah. No, I got it. I'm the one. I'm messaging him back. That's why I'm just not moving. I'm just texting away.
Listen to the weed nerd, motherfucker. What if we did
That product is retarded.
We just invented a new product. John went home and invented a new product. Look, it's fun doing this, man. And I'm gonna say some stuff that might make some people mad, but we make, I've always said this, we in our business, we always talk about, cannabis is medicine, and it fucking is, but it also THCA is a powerful fucking drug. It's one of the most powerful drugs in the world. Just so you know, it really is. You can't say that it's not. And, we have not stumbled. John's learned this a long time. He's went through some schools of hard knocks and will continue to learn, but we've learned how to take high quality cannabis and turn it into 96% THC. And that's pretty fucking awesome. You'll be able to take weed and extract the thing that we love the most. And what we can do with it from there. Oh my God. You ought to see what happens when you take a whole jar of it. There's THC crystalline, which is incredibly fluffy. Here's my jar of it because I had to give up all the jars today. That's what it looks like. It's just incredibly fluffy. Okay. See, it's just like powder. It's like
Wow.
Pure THCA, 96% with 4% CBDA in it. You can take and put 1 drop of natural terp sauce. Now, when I say terp sauce online, I'll beat you in the motherfucking head, you stupid retards, if you think I'm talking about fake terps. I'm talking about terpenes from the plant that we extract from the plant. I saw 2 guys talk for a month about fake. Can't use fake terps. I would never, ever put fake terps in a product of this quality. But you can take a blob of the liquid terpenes that is made with this product and put it in here. And you should see it, Badger. It grows. You lay it in top and it just starts absorbing down into the crystals. and the crystals just melt. And so we sat there and watched it. We watched it, and before long, it was a pile of this yellow gooey sauce. It makes sauce. It literally, one drop of it does it. You have to stir it around a little bit. And so then what else can we do? I mean, we could heat it, we could freeze it, we can mix it into things. Once you take and you have a pure, I mean, we all love this. We've been chasing this forever. Come on, don't bullshit me. I mean, for people that need CBD when you're sick, great. With 3 hits of this, you get fucking smarter and you start thinking about shit, how ways to make money. I mean, it's absolutely, it's not like, I mean, it's, hey, I'll take a big old hit for you, just a matter of fact.
Yeah, let's check it out.
It's a damn, Will, tell them about the high, buddy.
Oh, it's fucking intense. It's fucking fast. Really cerebral. The one that I had, the Jesus OG, was super cerebral. I busted out some of the Jesus OG today, and the lemon terps on it were just, oh my god, they were ridiculous. So
now, so this is the other thing. This is terpless. Well, it's got this, like he said, we don't wash it with hexane. So the other thing, by the way, we'll talk about this today.
No.
A lot of guys that are making this stuff are using a lot of harmful shit. John uses one thing, butane, and it tested at 89 parts per fucking million. So it's clean. Wow. I mean, you don't get no better. So, but it's really unique. So this is about, I don't know, quarter of a, it's a lot. It's a big hit. So, and you'll see, I won't blink a bit for coughing. So it gonna melt. That's 96% THC converted, and
that was all of it. You just consumed that whole bowl in that one hit.
It's gone.
Wow.
It's light and fluffy, really light and fluffy. So when you put the terp on it, it concentrates down in the diamonds.
Yeah,
I'm instantly fucking high. It's not like I can't.
Wow.
You'd have to experience it to understand.
Okay.
We went into my fingertips and
I'm
my
on my way.
eyeballs and my ears. Hell, my pecker's tingling. It's really fucking awesome. So, and so really cool. Sid in the house. Love you, brother. So yes, HFSC, so full spectrum extract. But the crystals are really cool, and we're going to learn some more stuff. And I'm going to get technical. I'm going to get technical, and I'm going to pick on people. Why did we get so few terps and so much crystals? Because the people that we bought the weed from are really good at maximizing the THC and the cannabinoids. But apparently they weren't that great at maximizing the terpenes. So we need to find a grower that can grow the shit at the 3 and 4% terpene level. Now, I know the grower. He's talking to you on the fucking phone, talking to you on a microphone right now. But they got to give me the building first. And we talked about this at the start of the show, guys. And we're running around, okay? So cocoa and salts, sorry, man. The way to get this cannabis, this beautiful flowers with the right terps, is to do it organically and use something like your guys' product. You agree? I mean, you know, if you want good terps, you got to grow it naturally. And I think that cannabis grown in soil is 10 times better than cannabis grown in salts. And this argument's gone on for fucking years. It's the hydro and dirt boy argument. Y'all know the fucking argument. But y'all know it. Y'all have heard it forever and ever. And sure, let me be the other side. Weed grown in hydroponics is sugary as shit. It grows fast as fuck. It's got less veg time. Hell, you can dwarf a plant in a hydroponic bubbling bucket next to a plant in a soil the same size. It'll fucking dwarf it. You're in soil grower. Go home. I've done it many times. I'd still rather take the little 2.5 ounces that came off my little soil plant than the 6 ounces that came off a hydro plant. So that's our next step. Me and Will are going to continue. So now this is what we've done. We know how to get the potency up. We know how to get the pesticides gone, any trace, all that stuff, micros and stuff. But now we're going to start chasing terps, because terps is, me and John talked about this earlier, and he's busy right now. But he worked his ass off for the past 3 days. He's probably relaxing with Lucy. But, you know, he taught me.
We know he's not relaxing. He's innovating.
Well, I wasn't saying shit. Yeah. But the thing about it is John said, he said, look, we have learned that as good as this shit is and as high as it gets you, people like me don't want to smoke it unless it's got real cannabis terps in it. Put some lemon in this shit. You put some grape in this shit. You put some chocolate in it. You put some cherry. And I'm talking about strains now. I'm not talking about buying something off the fucking internet. it changes the complexity of it. So what happens when you smoke this shit without the terps is it just gets you fucked up. And it really works really good. But if you'll watch my face, I'm going to show you a little trick. So watch. There's nothing there. I mean, it's fucking, you're smoking pure drugs. But if I go over here, and I reach in here and I grab this one right here. This right here is terps. So this is the same crystals, okay? But this has terpenes added into it. And not added. I'm fucking it up the way I say it. This just had the natural terpenes that was processed by John, put back into it or left into it or however they want to say it. Same kind of product, okay? But this has a little bit different something in it. So. God. Yeah. You see? That's why we smoke. Fucking rotten pineapple and a little cherry. So we will continue to learn more about this product. We will continue to make really good, pure THC. And then we'll reintroduce, I love the word, Jack Lee, reintroduce natural terps. Let's see what else. Next week, let's give it to Madagar. Madagar work. Let me tell you about Madagar. I give him very little time. He asks me stuff all the time. I go, okay, call this guy. Call that guy. Here, do this. All week long, he's wondering what the fuck I am. About 20 minutes before the show, I go, okay, I'm here. Let's go. So this show is produced by executive producer Madagar, and it would not go on without him. There's absolutely no doubt. He lines up the guests like Blue Plant Nutrients. So let's give him a hand. And so what's coming up in the following weeks, big man?
Well, we've got next week. I was able to wrangle down the Extreme Gardening guys. They're known for their, I think they're Azos and Mycos. Mm-hmm. And then we've got your friend Ed. He's coming up in May. We locked him down.
And we'll get on Monday and do some more. I promise. Keep going.
Yeah, that's fine. We've got Quest Hydro. That's your dehumidifiers. Mammoth P. And we're kind of open. I'm still trying to reach out to Build the Soil and Sasquatch Rosin Press.
Good.
And I think it's Monster Gardens. They're kind of on my menu right now.
Fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, we'll make a few calls. So I want to bring Dredd on. Dredd is a head gardener here at the pool. Works tirelessly behind the scenes. He does a lot of work at night because the lights come on at 8 o'clock, which means he's there a lot of times at fucking 11 o'clock at night doing stuff. So first, garden's good. Pool's good.
Everything's looking great. CO2 back in yesterday.
Yeah. They seem to like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got still need to get some. Oh, I want to ask a question real quick. So we want to put straw down. We were thinking about alfalfa straw, but one guy told me the biggest problem with hay and straw is you can import russet mites. So anybody got any feedback on that? I mean, if I go get some fucking nice straw from the feed store, is it going to have bugs on it? You guys heard that? Corey, Rob?
I haven't heard it, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. I just picked up a little Bonnie plant from outside the Ace Hardware, brought it in my garden. Freaking aphids, man. Had to get that thing away. It's like you can't win. So if you get something, you better inspect it. Well,
we were thinking about getting it and actually laying it all outside and spraying it with like a Method 1 or something, like a nice organic, something like that, just to knock it down, just fucking case. But because I would see everybody says very possible. It's different putting straw outside because there's bugs outside already.
Yeah, exactly.
Bugs that eat bugs outside. We're gonna have to triple check that.
Tricky one.
All right,
or maybe isolate it for like a week or two in a bag out in the sun.
Yeah.
Or you could flood it with a high level of CO2.
We do that. Yeah, we can do that up to about 3,000. That would work. So, how the Gorilla Clones looking? Everybody think? GG. If I say that, I'm gonna get sued. I'm gonna hit me in the fucking head. How's the GG doing? It's good.
Everything's looking happy.
Okay.
Healthy.
Good. So I brought you over because I wanted to talk to you about. What would you watched this whole thing kind of from the sideline, up to. What's your here? Well, let's get you there. What's your opinion of the product? Let's give him a fucking hit to knock his face off. And then how was the day for you and Jess?
Today was very, very exciting, man. It was awesome to be a part of it, just to see everything go down and to see all the work you guys put in, all these months of just, you know, contracts and grinding and just trying to get it done.
Dread does so many things for me. As you guys know, I'm sick, and there are days when I can't lift. Well, I can't lift shit anyway, but there are days when I don't really move very well. So Dread helps me get it done. I mean, if I need fucking soil lifted, if I need, good God, some of the shit he does, some of the weights he lifts. When we were doing the pool and everything, lifting stuff, you got to remember, we grow in a pool. You got to climb into the pool and climb out of the pool. So pretty impressive. So what's your take on the product? I mean, did you have sauce today? Did you have sauce, or you just had the isolate?
I didn't try any
You
sauce.
haven't had any of the sauce
I haven't
yet.
tried any of the new sauce that was produced. I just tried the isolate.
And the reason that is because, as I told you guys, we only produced 150 grams of the isolate with sauce on it, and we had promised it to people with bands. So the people that went down there and got that free wristband got the best of the best. I am a huge fan of this because I actually have a lot of John's sauce around.
So
And you can mix them together, and you just get. Now, do you agree? Do you find it more stimulating than?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. The THCA alone is just like a rocket ship.
It's not something you're gonna smoke and go to bed.
No, it's straight to the point.
Yeah.
And there's no modulation with the terpenes. There's no. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. Look, I just took that rip, and I mean, I could keep going.
Did you notice he woke up?
Yeah.
Did y'all notice when he got? Hey,
So-
man. And he took a big hit. Now he's talking faster.
Yeah.
Pretty unique, man. Something that makes you. And I don't. We'll address the political side of it. I mean, this literally does. I mean, I can assure you, if you use this as your daily imbibement, you're going to be working harder and thinking harder. It's not a stupid. It's not that kind of stuff. I want to call it an intelligence man's drug, to be honest with you.
It's refined, the cleanest version of what we've been trying to utilize from the cannabis plant for this whole time. The trichomes just been isolated perfectly at this point with no lipids. Just, you know.
Because the fats are what makes us cough.
Exactly.
And we smoke on. We have bubble hash in the house made by cold water extracts. It is divine.
Mm-hmm.
It wraps your tongue like caramel and coffee and
Very
a little
turkey.
chocolate. It's like having sex smoking that shit.
Not as clean.
But it's not as clean as this stuff. You cough, your pipe gets dirty. Your pipe never gets dirty with this. I mean, other than the resin that runs to the bottom. But like the screen area, you know pipes when you use them. Well, a lot of people have. This pipe will get gooey. It piles up around the edges, and you have to clean it out and burn it off. That stuff just goes. So anyway, enough on bragging about it. The reason we're so proud of it is, check it out. When me and Will left today, I love weed. I'm the weed nerd. And I sat in front of that case today and looked around, and I pulled my wallet out, and I was going to buy something. And the best thing in the case was our product, and I already had a pocket full.
Fucking A.
Nice, man.
I mean, I looked. I saw this one little terp sauce, and it was like $38 or some shit, which means they weren't proud enough to put a real price tag on it. I mean, that's what that's about. They're like, yeah, we ain't you and everything quite right. So, and that's it. There was nothing there for me to buy. That tells the story. So me and Will, my team, Dread, all of our friends, we plan the next thing we're going to do is continue to make what we make. But don't be surprised if our next drop is not some full spectrum bubble hash, because we have a cooler to do it. The room where John makes his stuff is fucking perfect. It gets 37 degrees in that bitch, and it's got plenty of room to wash. That's what it's for. We just started making hash of it because it's blast proof, and it's kind of where it has to be in this place. And so if we can get the right product this week, the right terps and everything, don't be surprised if we don't wash 20 pounds of weed and turn it into some white patty bubble hash, rosin, or at least bubble sift. So there's no telling what John can do once he gets started. And like we mentioned, he's down there right now at the house sending pictures to Will of what he's doing with this crystals. He's turning it into something new. I want to go over to this fucking house right now and get some of it. In
Fucking
fact,
retarded.
yeah, I think I have the same things he has there to do this. And so, who else does that? I ain't going to say anything. I want to talk to you later about who does that.
It's already too close.
Yeah, I'll tell you next. I'll tell you later about who else does that. So, but we appreciate everybody for tuning in the show, watching all along. My new Instagram is Subcool's IG, Subcool SIG. They got the other one. It's my fault. I posted up the ad from Urban Gardens that had the price of shatter or wax on it.
That easy.
And I can assure you, I mean, look, I've told you guys 100% of the time, you either love me or fucking hate me and want to stab me. And I have some of those vicious haters on the planet. That stupid motherfucker Cali Outdoor still fucking, I mean, it's been a year and a half. His job is hating fucking me and everything I do. So whatever. So, but that part that's having said that, it's my fault for going out there and putting ads out there that have prices on them, even though I just reposted it. So, I mean, I don't have to advertise at all on my Instagram. I can show my dog all the time. So, having said that, I do have a new Instagram, Subcool's IG. I'm probably going to not advertise on it a lot because I'm tired of. I got like 9 people I talk to on Instagram that don't have my text number. As soon as they kill your account, you're not talking to all your girlfriends and all your guy friends and all that stupid shit. So I'm fucking tired of it, and I'll probably do something different and let my company page stay up. But I will stream just like I've always streamed, and some stupid shit will probably come out of my fucking mouth again, and then we might be in the same boat again. But the difference is, after my 9th Instagram account, one of them was 112,000 people. I don't give a fuck anymore. I mean, I can assure you that we filled a dispensary in Phoenix, Arizona today to the fucking brim. You couldn't have put anybody else in there today. Every fucking body was buying our product. It was fucking retarded. It was like, he's got 3, she's got 2, I said, is anybody buying anything else that's not this stuff? No, that's what, I mean, we wore it up. We did in 4 hours on a Saturday what they do on all 4 weekends in a month. So if you don't think the dispensary is happy, if you don't think the other dispensary wants this product, so, good job, Will. You fucking knocked it out.
Good job, you.
Yeah, congrats, guys. That's awesome, man.
I'm bragging too much now. I'm sorry. I'm just excited.
You killed it. It's, dude, group effort.
All right, so next week, catch me streaming on the new Subcool's IG. Same thing I'll do. I will tell y'all, for losing 10,000 people, the same damn 42 people watch. You guys are my family and friends. I'm not talking to the nation anymore. I mean, it don't work like that. But I've got about 40 to 80 people that we hang out, listen to music, and we kind of have the same taste. Most of them are right in here. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to go hang out and have some fun with Mary Jane, and we will see you fucking guys on the next show. We're going to go out with a little bit of Mendo Dope as always. I love this song.
All right, thanks for having us on, Sub. It was good meeting you guys. And see you next time.
Corey.
Take care, Dread. Later, Madiger.
Up early in the morning when I'm watering and feeding plant one season, but it's so much work. No one's believing.
Jesus?
No, that was no, that's not the 9-pound hammer. I got it. 9-pound is I left it inside. This is Ghost Train.
One plant, one season, we put in so much work, but yet no one's believing.
Nothing in comparison. It's so crazy how the process will make so much of a difference in the smoothness of it.
Looking for the new
If you got this here, you don't know at all.
No, I know. I don't like it.
It's crazy. It's just the process isn't as stringent as the process for the sauce.
That's crazy. Let my seeds sprout. Paper towel, throw the start. Rapid root is what I'm about. And tech lights begin to grow. Rotate them into 1,000 watt. That's if you really a pro. Through April and May, then here comes June. I've been digging holes, filling the soil and making room for 100-gallon smart pot. Soil body hard. Blood on my shirt, hands dirty on the farm. Up early in the morning when I'm watering and feeding. One plant, one season, but it's so much work, and yet no one's believing. All for one plant, one season. When the sun's down, I'll be watching, I ain't leaving. One plant, one season. We put in so much work, but yet no one's believing. It's one plant, one season. Now let me take them back a step to when my seeds rooted. I transplant them using white widow when I do it. And all this time I'm waiting to see a female. They don't know how much work we put in before the weed sales. Planted in June, time aligned with the moon. 2 months of strong veg until they go into bloom. That's July, August, need water every 3 days. 60 calories, easy over wonder farmer these days. Common choppers fly low, and raiders come around and try to take what others grow. I'm from the mountains, cannabis is what I know. Putting blood, sweat, and tears while I keep a crossbow. Up early in the morning when I'm watering and feeding. One plant, one season.
If you want to be a tester, email me at subcoolseeds.com and explain why you should be.
Plant one season. When the sun's down, I'll be watching, I ain't leaving. One plant, one season. Cause we put in so much work, but yet no one's believing. It's one plant, one season. In September, paranoia's hitting every grower. We tying branches up to keep the buds from falling over. And I've been sleeping in my tent now that it's got closer. Everyone can smell it in the air in late October. Before I pick, last 2 weeks flush. Getting ready for the harvest, get to hanging them up. Don't trim it before I dry it, let it hold that smell. And next month, turkey bags and biscuits go on sale. Still putting in work, November, it's time for trimming. Eating like Thanksgiving.
We'll probably go through like 10 pairs of scissors out there, man. Go through some scissors out there, buddy. Take care, we nerds.